it's your turn to color your black and white lenses and travel to the culturally vibrant country of India. From the majestic Himalayan mountain range and the energetic streets of New Delhi to the colorful culture and lively festivities, traveling to India is one big adventure. Our adventure begins in India's capital city of New Delhi. Walking shoulder to shoulder, the street in New Delhi is chaotic yet life-affirming. At first glance, the hustle and bustle of the streets may be nearly paralyzing. As the warm, humid air condenses on your skin, you'll see the various colors of men's turbans bob up and down through the crowds while the bright-colored saris flow off the women. The sounds of honking horns and bustling crowds may tempt you to turn around and walk the other way, but the sense of warm curries and spices will undoubtedly lure you in. New Delhi is home to Asia's largest spice market, making the street foods full of flavor and completely irresistible. Street vendors and markets line the streets, selling items ranging from fruits and vegetables to vibrant fabrics and intricate jewelry. While wandering amongst the crowds, embracing the chaos and learning to be at peace with things happening on Indian time are necessary to discover the beauty that lies within the chaos. After you make your way through the crowds, one of India's commonplace values becomes very apparent. Because of their group-centric mindset, it is clear that Indians value unity and social harmony. This collective culture has been the norm for many years. An old Indian proverb says, like the body that is made up of different limbs and organs, all moral creatures must depend on each other to exist. The people of India feel a sense of responsibility to those around them, allowing them to live as one harmonious society. Just as the body is made up of different limbs and organs, each individual must contribute to society to make it whole. This unified and interdependent community creates a culture of kindness. From the welcoming smiles and the playful children, you'll surely be touched by the warmth of the locals. You may even be invited into a local's home for a traditional home-cooked meal. A strong sense of unity radiates throughout the country and instills the commonplace value of national pride. Karan Mazumdar Shah shares this strong sense of national pride. Karan started India's leading biotechnology enterprise when she was only 24 years old, and she continues to lead it with the same passion and drive at the age of 66. Karan is a trailblazer in the biotech community, but her success has not been without hardships. While cultural norms in India at the time restricted women from social mobility, Karan's father encouraged her to pursue her dreams and not let their patriarchal society deter her. With a degree in zoology and graduating as a master brewer, she returned to India only for brewing companies to reject her because it was not exactly a conventional career path for a woman in India at the time. After being rejected, Karan went abroad to Australia to begin her professional career in brewing, but instead, she accepted an unexpected opportunity to become a partner in Biocon Biochemicals. Despite the hostility and gender bias she had previously experienced and the fact that biotechnology was a completely new idea to India at the time, she returned home to begin Biocon India, now India's largest biopharmaceutical company.
I think throughout my life, I've used failure as a way of doing something different, doing something which I had not thought about. And I keep telling people in a very jocular way, can you believe, India's largest biopharmaceutical company was started because of a gender bias?
In the best-selling book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell defines an outlier as something that is situated away from or classed differently from a main or related body. At 5'6", Karan stands 6 inches taller than the average Indian woman. However, this is not the only reason why Karan is an outlier. An opportunity in disguise presented itself when the brewing companies rejected her. Without having suffered such rejection, she may have never founded Biocon India, but what started out as adversity ended up being an opportunity. Even after all of the rejections and hardships she faced, she never lost respect for her country. Perhaps one of the most impressive things about Karan was how she was able to rebel against her cultural norms without expressing resentment and anger towards her country. In fact, she wears traditional Indian clothes with a bindi in the middle of her forehead to show pride in her Indian identity. An important part of the Indian identity is the celebration of colors. There are many brilliant colors painting the landscapes of India. A trek through the mighty Himalayas leads to the serenity of the Valley of Flowers. Surrounded by snow-capped mountains that climb high into the blue sky, the entire valley is generally a carpet of colors: green, yellow, red, blue. The gentle sound of a river trickling through the middle of the valley, along with the crisp, fresh air, gives one a sense of stillness. The flowers bloom everywhere in a riot of colors, providing not only a delightful fragrance, but a breathtaking vision as well. After the tranquil time spent at the Valley of Flowers, you must experience the showers of color brought by the Holi festival. Immerse yourself in clouds of pink, yellow, green, and other brilliantly colored powders. Dance to the upbeat traditional Indian music as the sound of contagious laughter is carried through the tinted air. A first-timer may naively think that Holi is solely a celebration of color. However, the local Indian people know the deeper meaning of the Holi festival. The vibrant festival celebrates the victory of good over evil and a celebration of the arrival of spring and harvest to come. Despite the individual beliefs, the entire country is alive with energy during the festival of Holi. Holi brings us our third commonplace value. Since India is a very religiously diverse country, it is up to the individuals to tie the symbolism behind the colors to their personal beliefs. Although individual interpretations of the colors may be different, they are all unified by the belief in something greater. The fable, The Sage's Daughter, exemplifies this commonplace value. An old, wise sage lived a quiet and happy life, except for the fact that he and his wife could not bear any children. After a long day of prayer, the sage happened upon a lonely little mouse. He believed that God must have brought this mouse to him, so he decided to turn the mouse into a girl and bring her home to raise as his own daughter. Eventually, she grew old enough for marriage. The sage and the wife prayed to the gods, asking for a suitable husband for their beautiful daughter. But the daughter rejected the marriage proposals of the sun god, the lord of clouds, the wind god, and the lord of mountains. The sage asked the gods for advice, and they suggested she marry a mouse. The daughter was finally pleased with this proposal and accepted. The sage turned the girl back into a little mouse, and she spent the rest of her life happy with her own kind.